Let's go. Come on, baby.
You know what time it is now.
You know what time it is. Bounce back, baby. Let's go.
Hoy with 3, Hoy with 2, Hoy with 1. Can you say it? Yes, I can. The Wildcats are the national champions of small college basketball.
We have an opportunity to write our story this year.
When you get together 14 guys in a place like this and they begin to share with each other and encourage each other, man, that's where victory's won. Can we be somewhat countercultural in terms of having an I am third focus by putting God first, others second, ourselves third, but really win and win big?
I am third is more than a slogan. It's a way of life. The road to repeating begins with humility and months of hard work.
All right, when you think you can't go any further and your body talks about quitting and your mind says you've had enough, talk back to it a little bit. Let that be what we're about this morning.
It's a tough experience, but it's a really bonding time for you and your teammates because you can't get through it alone.
My first junkyard was a pretty horrible experience.
They're about trying to break you. At 6 in the morning, it's dark, it's cold, it's wet.
Nothing like pain in the morning.
When you do something with people you love and you're doing it right, you can't really beat that experience.
There's an intimacy that's formed when you're really doing something that's challenging with each other.
Right now, we're just grinding, practices are tough, but we can see that light at the end of the tunnel.
After a grueling off-season, the defending national champs finish junkyards and draw closer to opening night with great anticipation.
This whole thing's a process. We're not going to be the same team in 6 months as we are now. You're not going to be the same player in 6 months as you are now. So it's about coming in every single day and winning that day, winning that possession, winning that drill. I want to get to where we just got this edge to us, all right, where we literally strike. We want to strike fear in people. We're not quite there yet, okay? Talent-wise, we may be able to, but there's got to be a grit to it.
I think we are as unified, if not more unified this year than we ever have been because of the mentality of our new guys as well as the senior leaders on this team.
We're going to work very, very hard, and we're going to try to do things together. DJ come off the dribble handoff, throw it to Nate, and then we're going to flare DJ going back the other way.
Each guy works extremely hard every single day. And as a coach, that's fun. I mean, I love coming to practice with these guys.
We've been beating each other up for a month and a half, 2 months, and all the stuff we've been working on and put that into action. Everybody's just really anxious and excited.
Go defense!
We need to go out and have good practices leading up to that game. We need to put in the extra work, extra shots, extra time outside of practice.
They're ready to just get on the court and get after it. I think they're tired of us beating up on them in the weight room.
Right now, the only thing that's on our mind is Oklahoma Wesleyan.
They're coming into our place for the Caleb Dimmick. So that's going to be a big game right off the bat. Our guys know that there's a target on their back.
Initially, I just can't wait for us to go on a run and the other coaches take a timeout.
Our guys work so hard in the preseason to go out there and put it on the floor.
And finally, you get a chance to step on the court and play someone else.
And I pray that we would start off this season being fearless. I pray that we'd start this season being I am third. And I pray that others would see what you are doing amongst this team by the love and the unity that is shown through this game of basketball. This is an athletic bunch, okay? I don't want to play a transition game. That plays into their favor.
We finally got to play against a pretty solid team, we thought.
We're ready to get going for real at that point, and it's nice to play against someone besides ourselves.
It was just great to finally put everything together and make it happen out on the floor.
We just went out there and had a butt whooping. And it was just fun to see what our potential would be for the rest of the season.
We played a good 20. We can play a better 20 next. Let's give it to them next 20. Good start to the season tonight. Love the unselfish attitude, love the effort. I love how many motor points we had. We had a lot. That's a lot of hectic points, and there was some nastiness out there tonight. So the vision that we want to become, we saw glimpses of it. You know, the first half for us is about finding our identity, and that's what we're going to have to do. We have 5 new guys, so we're playing teams that we don't know, we're not very familiar with, but the focus tends to be more on ourselves. What do we need to do?
Way to get back into play, Ben. Good job getting back into play.
The domination of Oklahoma Wesleyan creates new confidence.
Take Ben offensively.
And the #1 team in the country begins practicing like it.
Guys are really starting to find a niche, whether it's cutting, screening. It's going to be a fun offense to watch.
We want to play offense on both ends, which means on the offensive end we're attacking, but on the defensive end we're going to make the offense react to us.
When we just play our game, you know, we can score a lot of points.
I knew we were good, but I didn't know we were that good.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that diddy bop. Like take that, take that, take that, take that. I'ma put in work. I'ma do that ASAP. Throw my faith in rap, but it say don't say that, huh? They try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and He on my side. That's the confidence I got, 'cause He got me. That's why I really feel like.
With 8 straight wins, the Cats shift focus to league play.
The league has a lot of respect around the country, but it's well-deserved.
There's never an easy game in our league, so we're game planning for everybody as if they're the best team in the country.
We're going to get everybody's best shot. And the teams that we see when we go play at their place maybe are performing better and playing harder and playing more passionately than they do on a normal game because of our national championship and because of our #1 ranking.
Okay, let's say he comes off this ball screen. There's a double right here, right? This big, or whoever the top guy is, you've got to be higher in this gap. You guys understand? Because we're telling this big, okay, show, but he's not going to be able to stay as long. Watch who they're looking at. They're looking at the ball.
The men open conference facing arguably the 3 best teams and defeat the first 2, Bethel and Grace. Their third league opponent will be the toughest, the Cougars of St. Francis.
You don't mess with Clint Eastwood. Hook him. Oh.
St. Francis is a national contender with some of the elite players they have. They've got size and they've got speed.
St. Francis was a very tough team and a pretty good rival of ours.
Screen, double screen.
It's going to be a battle with them all year in conference, and it'll be a good kind of measuring stick where we are.
Let's go. Big day.
So I thank you for waking us up on a big day, big opportunity to be one in spirit and purpose, to be fearless by playing with faith and trust. Keep us safe and be with our travels. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Key to the game, fellas. Hit him with a 2x4. That's the mentality it takes. Guys, just a physical mentality. We got to hit first. Shot goes up, we hit first. On the inbounds, we hit first. Offensively, we hit first. Right from the get-go. We're going to have a strong start today. First 5 belong to us today. Okay? I want them calling the first time out because they're down because we've hit them first. Let's have fun today, fellas.
We were playing very good basketball.
Go up there and not to scrape by, but to dominate pretty handily was a good feeling.
Who can yell at the longest?
Go work, go work. Somebody show me 40 minutes of defense and downhill offense. And you know what it looks like? Today, baby.
done. Way to get it done.
Way to get it done.
And dominate it.
Way to get it done.
We went to Puerto Rico, and it's beautiful there.
It just brings a whole nother level of unity. You know, we usually play the first couple days we're down there, and then we'll get a couple days just to relax.
We're able to travel, we get away from distractions, we get away from cell phones, and our guys are just spending time together, and we're worshiping on the beach, and we're doing devos, and just guys are just really being vulnerable with each other and sharing what's going on in their lives, and just a unique intimacy forms on those trips.
It's a great experience. I had a ton of fun, something I'll never forget. So,
80 degrees, sunny, just perfect. And it was just a great time to hang out with the guys outside of basketball, free your mind up a little bit.
It was take care of business first, but then once we were done with business, coaches really treated us right down there.
Men's basketball team, they were looking to bounce back from their first and only loss of the season against Marian University. It was disappointing because it's the first loss of the season.
They played harder, they played with more energy, they played with more passion than we did.
We weren't playing great defense, we weren't playing together.
You got used to not feeling that pain after a loss. It was awkward, it was almost a new feeling.
It really exposed our weaknesses and what we needed to work on.
When you're winning, you don't think about the things that you're not doing as well. But if you lose, that kind of refocuses you on what's important.
Adversity is the path to success, and so you got to be able to muddle through that sometimes.
After their first loss in nearly a year, the Wildcats look to rebound against heated rival Taylor University. The men start slow, with mental and physical fatigue setting in.
It's really a process. It's a long season.
It's hard for the guys to get up for every game when you're playing the same teams that you played earlier, and you're playing every Tuesday, Saturday.
The Trojans simply hang around.
We didn't execute the game plan quite as well as we wanted to. We kind of let them do what they wanted instead of playing how we wanted to play.
A late three-pointer from Taylor keeps the game close in the final minute.
I think coach was a little disappointed in that, but ultimately we got the job done.
The Cats escape with a win, but head coach Greg Tonigal is not happy.
Turn it off.
A convincing victory over talented Goshen College is a welcome sight, but the next three opponents are again the league's deadliest teams.
We knew that was the biggest stretch of the season.
You go in knowing that they're the best teams in the conference.
And lays it in. It's all going right for the Cougars right now.
First 4 minutes in the second half, they actually extended the lead.
We knew that we had to stay in it and just encourage each other and get loud.
It was either go as hard as you can or, lose.
It felt like you came out and the drill was you were down 17 and nothing was going to be handed to you, but you're going to have to work as hard as you could just to chip away at it.
We know we're mentally tough, and if we use that to our advantage, we know that we're never out of any game.
The men face a 17-point deficit in the second half, and the Cougars are threatening the Wildcats with their second straight loss against the league's best. Slowly, they begin to crawl back.
We were just pumped on the bench because we knew we were going to get there.
We just had to come down and lock in completely on defense and just outwork them.
That's how we play ball, man.
After being down 17, the men are now within 1 point of St. Francis.
JJ gets a fantastic steal and misses a layup. And then I get 2 free throws.
I was like, he's going to sink these, and we're going to, be up.
I was just shaking like crazy, and my lack of confidence proved me right.
As soon as that second free throw missed short, I was like, oh no. And they tip it out of bounds, and we're like, we got a shot.
We grew up in out-of-bounds play, and our out-of-bounds play was to go, I believe, to Lane, but they took that away, and we just ended up getting it to Johnny.
He looked in his eye, he said, we're not losing.
It's why you suit up and play college basketball.
I looked at it as, I can't lose. I want the target on my back.
Fourth quarter is Marlin time.
That's a good comeback. Oh, man. God. I had no doubts that was going in.
Thank God. I could sleep at night.
We stayed together as a team.
You get to your senior year, you're like, man, I'm running out of time for basketball ever.
They were preparing the entire way for their senior year, and spiritually these guys have all expressed a desire to leave this program in a better place spiritually.
Great 4 years, and wouldn't change anything.
Help this be a great day for all these seniors, and help this really be a day that honors their legacy.
It's been exciting, but at the same time, like, I know it's coming to an end.
On senior night, the Wildcats obliterate Marion, the team that handed them their first loss. The seniors played together for the final time.
Proud of you guys. When I think about just the growth of this team, I think about we face adversity and you go one way or another, right? Adversity, the Bible says, breaks or makes a man. We get beat by Marion. We go one way, they go the other. We're playing our best basketball right now. We're getting better every single day.
The undisputed champions of the Crossroads League for 2014-2015 as they've won both the regular season now and the conference postseason championship tournament.
To see them win their last game on their home court and cutting down the nets and celebrating with their families, that was really a highlight for our whole coaching staff.
And winning the conference tournament was special just because we hadn't done that in a few years.
Wildcats will move into Branson, Missouri now, the #1 ranked team in the nation.
Yesterday was yesterday. What happened, happened.
Forget about what we did last season. Forget about the national championship and focus on winning another one.
The goal is to repeat, win a national championship again.
But ultimately, I mean, that's what you want.
You're going to have to face 3 or 4 quality opponents back to back to back. And
when March comes around, we're at the top of our game and just ready to explode.
As we came into practice before we left, and a couple guys were sick and throwing up, and then each day and each night I felt like another guy was getting sick, and on the bus ride even, there's guys laying on the floor in the back and they have trash bags and they're throwing up, and there's a lot of things you prepare for, but that's not one of them.
You know, 2/3 of our team is sick, throwing up, and I don't think we'll ever know what that really did to our season.
Indiana Wesleyan alum Big John reminds the men how many games stand in their way of repeating as national champions. Even while recovering from illness, the #1 seeded Wildcats dominate their first-round opponent Brescia and set the tone for the entire tournament.
11. Down low, Benjer put it up and no good. Tim Jacob Johnson, no good. Rebound, Jacob Johnson, that is good. I'll tell you what.
We take every possession serious, and and then the scoreboard will take care of itself.
Shut the door and let them know that there's no hope tonight.
7 players near double figures. Here's a steal by Johnny Marlin. They've got a 4-on-2. Bettinger, 3 in the air. Hello! Goodbye! This baby is over. The Credit Union scoreboard, 77-54 Wildcats.
Every person who's on a team opposing you knows that we won it the year before, and it's just that much more of a prize if they can be the ones to kick us out.
Our spot, if you move, I think you'll get a layup. If you guys will move and cut, I think you guys will have 3 opportunities. So if we say, just because it's a zone doesn't mean you're just going to say, Lane, go inside.
In the second round, the men prepare to face a new defense, the stifling zone of Warner Pacific.
Road uniforms with the whistle. The ball is in the air.
I mean, they came out and just threw not only the first punch, but probably the first 3 punches. You know, we really just got hit and kept taking it back, and I was shocked because that wasn't our team. It's one thing to miss shots, it's another thing to turn it over, to be discombobulated.
Pass. Here's a fast break. Here's Hall. Dishes. Layup.
Warner jumps out to a 23-8 lead, and they let the Wildcats know all about it.
We got down and we got in that hole, and our guys never panicked. They just kept playing hard, and slowly you felt the tide turn back in our favor.
There was kind of this sense of, we can do this, we're going to get back in this.
Outside the Vanderwater, a 3 from the baseline. To a 10-point deficit. Jacob Johnson.
Freshman Jacob Johnson leads the comeback and hits a clutch 3-pointer to end the first half.
Pass over to Jacob Johnson for 3.
That shot he hit before half was just an absolute dagger. I mean, when he hit that, you would have thought we had a 10-point lead going into half.
But one of the things I'll always remember was Bob Peters running off the court saying, "The game's over, it's over."
Johnson, he can't do it for the dunk. He got fouled, and Carter just fouled out of the ball game. Wildcats lead at 79-71.
It'll be a game that always kind of defines this season in my mind.
The competition continues to improve, and the men now face 8th-seeded Davenport.
At every level in basketball, there's upsets. And Davenport's a very good team with very good players.
The Wildcats play well, but Davenport keeps pace.
That was probably easily the best that I had seen them play. I mean, I thought we were playing well. We're up 10 at one point. We even were up late in that game.
1-point lead. Lane McHugh went inside and scored on a foul.
The last 2 plays, we had a senior who was the best defensive player in the conference the last 2 years, and our best defensive player ever, have an opportunity to make a stop.
He threw up a bomb and he got fouled. Are you kidding me? Zach Vanderwater just fouled him with 6 seconds to go. Here now is Burnett. One more. Put it up, and he hit them all. How do they foul? Let's see. 6 seconds to go. Cats throw it inbounds to Maywar, and timeout with 5.6.
And we had a senior who has spent more time in the gym than any player we've ever had shooting, and was one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. Both have opportunities to make plays, and we'd go to those guys again 100 times because of the work they'd put in. But really, it wasn't about those plays. It was about earlier in the game. We had stretches where we didn't execute as well as we had to. The other team made plays and did things they had to do to beat us, and you just have to tip their caps and understand that that's part of the game.
This season for the Wildcats ends 1 step away from the Final Four.
I said, look, fellas, I'm not as much disappointed that we lost. It stings. Nobody likes to lose more than me. But I'm disappointed that it's over. I'm disappointed that we're saying goodbye to DJ and Zach and Tyler and Josiah. If all you ever do is coach for wins, you're going to be empty about every year. You know, maybe you win one year and you're happy the final game, but you just can't win it all every year.
And we heard from non-Christian coaches who are not at Christian schools just say, there's something different about your team, and we've recognized that. And that's what this is all about.
IU the game. Marlin from the downtown area, some air ball, and that's it.
As the season falls short, the Wildcats focus not on the negatives, but on the everlasting bonds of a year spent together.
These guys showed it's not about winning for us. It's about growing, and it's about pursuing the Lord.
Guys in this locker room that are just great to be around and just soak in that experience, because you're never going to experience this type of team atmosphere whenever I graduate and stuff. And, you know, just take it all in, take it one day at a time.
I came here, the coaches were hanging out with people, the coaches would go eat with me, and they took an interest in my life, and I knew that they would want to improve me as a basketball player, but they would want to improve me even more as a person.
When times got hard, like that's what kept me up was the family and the brothers I had here.
You gotta just come back to what we're playing for, and we're playing to glorify God, and that needs to be our motivation every day. And if you can really take that and apply it each day, then the season doesn't drag. It's like every day is an opportunity to do something great.
We play for God and for each other, and the rest we kind of know will fall into place if we do that.
It's been really encouraging because I know this is where I'm supposed to be, and I got coaches and other teammates that really believe in me and are always pushing me to get better.
In our program, relationships trump everything else. It trumps all the wins, all the things we've been together as a team, all the growth that we've seen. You just can't beat. We're just trying to follow the Lord's will in this program. We're obviously not perfect. We make a lot of mistakes, but together as a group of men, we're helping each other grow.
This was a memorable run, and a lot of people will remember the national championship, and they'll say, well, what if this team would have been able to win that? But I think there's a lot of things about this season that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I'll always look back on this season as a time of great growth, a time of great fun, and just some memories of how the Lord moved both in my life and in the lives of our guys that will mark us for eternity.
When the rain falls and the wind blows, I'll keep holding on to you. I can't let go.
Can't see it, but I believe it. Well, let me run that back, cause believing has got me seeing. See it? They tell me life is a balance, put it all on the scale and try to weigh it up against just a couple of nails. Living by the spirit, but sometimes it just seems like it's a hole inside my ceiling. All the rain that I've been feeling, rain coming through my ceiling, dealing with what I deal with. I don't know if you hear me, but I do know how I'm feeling, cause I never get drizzles, only pouring rain. But somebody told me endure is just a growing pain. Well, look, all that I have grown through is not who's holding on, it's who you are holding on to. Same God that saved me, same God that'll keep me when life's turbulence is trying to defeat me. Though I'm fighting through the struggling and stressing, doing all I've learned, one life lesson.
When
I
the
can't let
rain
go.
falls and the wind blows, I'll keep holding on to you. When my eyes can't see what's in front of me, I'll keep holding on to you.
Yeah.
I can't let go.
What I fear in my heart groaning, stare at my past to see all of the stark moments, all of my dark growing. No need to ask, I have seeded the grass, take a seat on my path. Dark nights when I can see that they're easily marred. A harsh plight I didn't retreat but could easily mask. Maybe reckon I was getting a deception every second. Hear the message and my message, how evil we are. This is an evening chart, no letting go. Don't let it see the sun though. Reverend bringing stronghold wreckage. One hope, even when the storms go stressing. Keep your long nose, cause we got the Lord though. Get it? So cause of Jesus I ain't never letting go. Brother, he ain't letting me. I'm the sheep.